Facts First presents. A guy found a tiny baby animal sleeping on his bed, and she's grown up to be the cutest companion. Help us spread the word about Facts First by clicking that like button. And also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. When the weather is bad, or when something happens outdoors, animals tend to try and find a place to stay indoors. Some do this because of the weather, others do it to hide from predators. And finally, some animals find their way inside because their home has been destroyed. And that was the case with this mother squirrel. She had a nice nest in a building in New York City. Unfortunately, a group of construction workers were tearing down the area where the mother-to-be had built her nest. The mother knew she had to do something, so she climbed up to a nearby 10th-floor apartment, and when she went into the apartment, the owner wasn't home. She lied down on his bed and gave birth to 2 tiny pink babies. After giving birth, she decided to make a nest to keep her babies safe. She dragged some twigs, leaves, and pine needles onto his bed and made a safe place for her babies. Well, when the owner of the apartment got home, he found 2 baby eastern gray squirrels in his bed. When he discovered that the displaced family had made a home in his home, he realized he probably needed a little help to deal with this. He didn't know a thing about squirrels, so he called an expert. Christina and Michael Reyes are a husband and wife team who work in animal rehabilitation in New York City, and when it came to caring for squirrels, the pair had quite a bit of experience. Christina had been caring for an orphaned squirrel for the past 10 years. Michael worked as a high school teacher, and when he was home, he would help his wife out. Helping squirrel babies reunite with their mothers was a passion of theirs. When they heard about these baby squirrels who were born in the man's bed, they knew they had to do something to help. Sadly, a few hours after the birth of the babies, the mother seemed hesitant to take care of them. Christina and Michael assumed that the mother squirrel was afraid of them. Christina says that she kept bringing back nesting materials, but she wasn't bothering with her babies. Just a few hours after the babies were born, the squirrel stopped coming back, and that was when things became difficult for the little squirrels. In fact, one of the babies died. Because the mother wasn't there to care for the baby, he didn't make it. The one remaining baby was a female, and they started calling her Thumbelina, after the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. Christina and Michael were devastated about the squirrel who didn't make it, but they realized that Thumbelina could make it and needed them. They were going to care for her until she was able to be reintroduced into nature. This wasn't the first time the couple had cared for baby squirrels and took them back into the wild where they thrived. Thumbelina was different, though. The unique circumstances surrounding her birth and the things that happened after had a serious effect on this baby squirrel. The baby was born during an abnormal birthing season. Also, after losing her sibling, she didn't learn how to interact with other squirrels. By the time the normal birthing season arrived, it was too late. Thumbelina was already past the point where she could successfully bond with her kind. The couple realized they needed some help, so they called a vet who specialized in wild animals. The vet said that the squirrel's natural habitat was too dangerous for it now. They were told that they could put the baby to sleep, but they chose to take care of the baby squirrel instead. They thought that she deserved a chance at life. They took the baby in and treated her like their own. They did their best to introduce Thumbelina to other squirrels, but it just didn't work out. She would just curl up in a ball whenever they approached. They noticed that she didn't move like other squirrels either. She never climbed or jumped like most squirrels. She preferred to walk on the ground. They took her to the park, and she hated it, and she didn't like the cold. Finally, they gave up on trying to make her like an actual squirrel, and they let her just be who she was. She loves to watch television with her family, and she eats arugula, sweet peas, kale, avocados, and apples. Both Christina and Michael love Thumbelina. She loves to snuggle with them and acts more like a family member than a squirrel. They've given up on park outings and play dates with other squirrels. Christina says that Thumbelina may not be interested in making friends, but she really does love her family. Christina says that she's thankful every day that Thumbelina's mother found that man's apartment and gave birth there. She's also thankful that the man called her to come care for the squirrel. She says that Thumbelina is one of the greatest things that ever happened to her. And you know what? She's the greatest thing to happen to Thumbelina. Subscribe for more.